What's up, everybody? It took me a little bit of time to get these videos out, but I've been familiarizing myself with the robots of a brand new version of Bridge that is all the rage already in the Bridge world. It's called intobridge.com. I happen to be at what's called a ranked table right now on their site, and it is the coolest new format of competitive Bridge. Super fun, very low time commitment if you want it to be, because essentially you're playing one hand at a time versus one opponent at a time who's going to have the same decisions that you are. If you do well, you will ascend up a ranking boards, and you'll be paired against better players as you go. And if you do poorly, you will go the other direction, with always a floor as to the lowest you can go. So right now, this is kind of what everyone's screen is going to look like, except for one small detail, folks. I'm not going to share the people I'm playing against just because, you know, I don't know very few. I know very few of these people. If we see somebody we know, we can reveal their identity because we know it's okay. I just don't want to do anything weird here. So we're going to keep the identity of the opponents, hidden, but the rest of this is just what you're going to see at your table. You will be presented with a hand, 3 robots around the table, and you will either win, lose, or draw each of these deals. And how do you do that? Well, we're playing match point scoring. So if you draw a hand, you scored exactly the same score as your opponent. If you win it, you scored a little more. If you lost it, you scored less. And you are rewarded with points on each side of those. If you win a hand, it's 15 plus points. If you lose, it's 15 minus. And if you tie, I believe you get 1 point each time, but I think there might be times where you just get 0 points. But here you go, folks. My ranking is the 9 of diamonds, and I have 80 of these points already. So if I get past 100, I go up to the 9 of hearts, and that you climb up the leaderboard that way. So you can follow that along with me. But I'm just going to show you a few of these deals, and also a cool way to gamble a little bit in this format. That's that dice thing here. If you feel you're having a very good auction, you can only do this during the auction. You can double the stakes, which means if you win the hand, if you think you've had a good auction, or maybe you think you have a favorable matchup with an opponent you know well, you get double the points for your victory. However, if you tie, you lose. So it's a pretty risky format, and you only want to do it when you're certain. But let's hop in and I'll show you how this goes, folks. I'm looking at 2 passes. It's my hand. I have to tell you one other thing that you might not be used to. This is a non-best hand competition. So it's real Bridge for the most part. You're going to be given hands that are like 2 counts, 3 counts. Your opponents are going to bid slams, right? Your job, your only job, is to beat the player at the next table. And I'll tell you the secret to doing that. It's the secret I found so far so good. Be normal. Don't feel like you have to do weird things to win. Now, I do some weird things, and I will share them with you. But I'm doing weird things in the context of, I strategically, possibly could provide an advantage, right? There's no reason to kind of do super weird stuff. Anytime I've tried it in this format, and I like to experiment, trust me, I've been just crushed by it, right? So it's been pretty punitive so far, and it's not a spot you want to be getting out of whack with. So just be normal, get the best score you can, and also don't get upset if you lose. Don't get too excited if you win, because there's always a next hand to be played. So here we go. 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 clubs. What is that? Well, let's see what partner's doing over there. That just looks like, okay, I have some clubs. I'm making a forcing bid. We know our partner has 4 spades because we showed hearts after they bid Stayman, and we are not finding a fit here. So here, clear a bid of 3 no trump. We're happy to play it there, and we get to play it there. Beautiful. All right. See how you can see how this works. Just like every Bridge hand you've played, you're going to be counting your winners. You're in 3 no trump, and here I see 2 spades. I see only 2 clubs, but we'll circle back to that. I see 1 heart and 1 diamond. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6 tricks. Where are our extra tricks going to come from, folks? Yeah. They're going to come from clubs for sure. Right. So here we know we're getting extra tricks of clubs. That's the suit we're going to attack immediately. You might think of playing the 10 there to try to crowd out the queen, but to be honest, the queen is very likely to be over here to our left because our robot opponent led 4th best. I will tell you that the robots here are kind of more normal with their leads than maybe some others that you're familiar with, but nothing is for sure. Here's an interesting problem, though. This is a cool hand. we have to make 9 tricks. So that club suit is going to have to provide most of those extra tricks for us. Usually the rule is 8 ever, 9 never. You play for the drop of the queen and so on and so forth. And in the club suit, you would always play the ace king. Here's the problem. If the club suit doesn't divide evenly, and we play the ace king of clubs and the queen of clubs is third or longer, it's going to go lose to the queen. And how do we get back to that dummy over there, folks? How do we get back there? Yeah, you don't, right? So here, you're going to kind of disobey a rule. And I'm going to do it's kind of ironic. I'm going to do a series called The Rules through this format, most likely. And this is a rule you would want to break. However, you get a nice gift here. Your opponent just hops up with that queen of clubs, and now you got yourself a little ball game. Now let's mess around a little bit. I'm in the dummy right now. I don't have any losers banked right now, so I'm going to take a heart finesse here. I have clubs to get back to that dummy. All right, that's a winner. We like that. All right, I'm going to play ace of spades also, because maybe we can mess around and do something later. And now I'm just going to get to the business of running clubs. And notice, folks, I'm very confident that my opponent, who at this level is probably a pretty good bridge player, is going to be doing a lot of the same stuff. So here, you're basically in this format playing for a tie at the very beginning. That's what you want to play for, right? You want to try to tie the hand, right? If you can win the hand, amazing. But if you just go for a tie every time, you'll do well, because you'll win a lot of the hands that you go for ties with. And yeah, you'll certainly lose some where some weird stuff happens. Here, did we do it? Yes, we certainly did not do that last trick, but we did it as far as we made 5, right? And we lost. We lost because let's see what happened on the results, folks. They took one more trick than we did, and that's a loss. Let's see how they did it. Again, I don't want to share the identity of anybody, so I'm just kind of keeping everybody hidden. But you can see the same kind of thing that we did, except they cashed a spade right away. And now when they led the club, they just jammed out a spade. Well done. Yeah, bad play. Bad play by me. All right, I could certainly do that rather than the heart play, because later on, he certainly took a heart finesse for his 12th trick. And there he went. So I'll tell you, it was a person that does well against me. I got to say, I'm not a fan of their play, meaning they're good, right? They're good. I don't like when I see their picture on the screen because they're doing well against me. But we live to fight another hand, and here we go. We're back at it. I'm going to play one more, and I think I'm going to try to show you, because I feel like gambling at this point. A lot of times we're not really going to use this button down here, right? We're going to kind of save it for situations that, we feel like we have a huge advantage based on something that happened in the auction or something weird that we might have done. But I just kind of want to show you how it works, and to be honest, I'm a little bored. So let's get to it. Anytime during the auction, before the auction has ended, before the last pass has occurred and it's your turn, you can roll the dice, so to speak. I love that it's dice. And you can make this choice. So here, my choice is going to be to rebid 2 clubs, because I don't want to play one no trump when my partner doesn't have 4 spades, right? And I'm pretty sure my opponent's going to do this. So this would not be a smart play usually, but in the scientific exploration, I'm going to do it just so I can show you how it works. So I've clicked on it. It's kind of highlighted over there. And now I'm just going to go about bidding and playing this hand as I normally would. And we're playing for double the stakes. So if we win this hand, we will go up 30 points to 95 in our section. And if we lose it, we'll go down the same 15. But if we tie it, which means we wouldn't lose anything usually, we lose 15. Right? So we're taking a lot of risk. And honestly, I don't love how normal this auction shook out for us. So I'm just passing, by the way. Wow, partner bid 3 clubs with this disgusting hand. That's gross. They have like a 7 count with 3 queens and a jack. But this hand is not without hope, right? We have good shape here. What happened over? No one bid anything, basically. So this is a weird situation. We're kind of guessing where the king of hearts is on this opening lead, because we also have the 10. In a suit contract, and again, I'm not super familiar with how the robots lead, but I would guess they're not super likely to be leading away from a king in these situations. So I'm going to guess that the jack is more likely. Okay, well, you're not going to guess everything right, obviously. And this one we've gotten wrong, but now we can just lead a heart. And here they might just hook us up with a little fun here. Okay, so I'm going to ruff relatively high, just in case. And now I'm going to play clubs. Well, my goodness, I don't necessarily want to do that right away. I almost put the queen of clubs on the table, and I realized there's some stuff we have to do in diamonds at some point, so we may need to get back over there. But honestly, we may get back over there anyway. Let's go. Let's just have some fun with this one. I'm going to play 9 of clubs, hope they take their jack. Wow. Well, at least we're going to get over there for a diamond finesse. All right, so here we go. Jack of diamonds. Duck it. Loser. And here's the problem. Queen of spades. We can trump it. And we can play however many red cards that we're going to take, which is 0. And now our opponent is going to take some red cards. Or some black cards. And here we go. Do we win or lose? I would say lose. And we went double points. We won. No. Oh, how did that happen? I mean, that's the story of this format, folks. You can really boot one and still come out ahead because it's all just about one other player. In a real format, I would guess the way I played clubs, although any way you play clubs is probably pretty bad here. And also the way I guessed hearts. No, the king of hearts was to our left. Okay, so this is good. We kind of know the robots make like a little fourth best lead here from this situation. So we can be on the lookout for that. That looks like a lead. I mean, honestly, look at that hand. It's tough to lead from. They don't really have any good leads. So there, if we hopped up queen of hearts, that would certainly do better for us. But somehow, and let's see how, we did much better. Oop, wrong screen here. Let me get you to the right screen. There it is, folks. Three clubs down 5. All right, that'll do it for us. We'll take it. We'll take the victory there. And that'll be all she wrote for me today. I'm gonna leave on a high, but this, folks, I want you to give it a try. You're gonna find a few things that are slightly different. I think the defense seems to be more true, as we saw in the last 10, kind of normal leads from these robots a lot of times. The bidding is, there's some weird stuff that they do. So please, when you first start, make sure you're mousing over the bids. I'm going to just show you what I mean. Oh, and here I can show you who I'm playing against. Sometimes they won't have an opponent ready for you, so they'll put you against the robot and you'll score against them. Right? So here I get to play against this nice little robot, Leah, who's going to do very well. She does very well against everybody. But as you can see, it's going to be the same every time. You versus one other player, 1v1. The best score wins, ties, or loses. And your score is adjusted, and you either climb up the leaderboard or go down, and you have a whole bunch of fun doing it. So give it a try, folks. Interbridge.com. Check it out. It is free to start, and it is a very low cost if you wanted to be a contributing member, which gives you kind of unlimited hands. As you can see, if you look at my if you look at mine, I have an infinity symbol. There it is, folks. That just means I can grind hands all day long, and I love it. so try it out, folks, and let me know how you're doing. And if you see me on here, say hello, and I hope you do well. All right, take care, folks.